Would everyone please rise? Please be seated. They said yes, so I can start. Welcome to everyone here on this glorious spring day as we celebrate this union. It is their wedding day, right? You say. Jacqueline and Raymond, as you stand among us, you offer us a glimpse of life's promise while inspiring us to live each day to its fullest without ever holding back. And we think of spring as a season of extraordinary growth and renewal, a time of transition, of flowers blossoming and the sweet melodies of birdsong. In a similar way, spring is a wonderful metaphor for your relationship, the ending of one chapter and the beginning of an exciting future together. And so, with the promise of springtime, may you continue to reflect on the days and months that have passed behind, examining the growth and renewal that's taken place in your lives. Remember to step back occasionally, to gaze out upon the horizon, to behold the infinite possibilities that lie ahead for you as individuals, as a couple, and as part of this greater community and family. And it means the world to Jackie and Ray that you are here celebrating with them today. Many of you have traveled from far and wide to be here in California, Maine, Georgia, Colorado, and even Florida. And your presence here is a sweeter gift than you can imagine. You have inspired them in ways that have shaped their lives, and in many ways helped bring them to this very day. And always know how important you are in their lives. After all, today really is about family. Who presents and supports Kaplan on this glorious day?
We do.
We do.
Lots of people do, and that's good. A delayed reaction is better than no reaction. Who presents and supports Raymond on this glorious day? Or should I say Razor? Kaplan and Raymond, before you were joined together in marriage, in the eyes of a loving God, in my presence and in the presence of these smiling, supportive witnesses, I must remind you of the serious and binding nature of this relationship. The ancient rite of marriage, as most of us understand it, is the voluntary, deliberate, and full commitment of two individuals to one another to become partners for a lifetime. Made in the deepest sense possible and to the exclusion of all others, it is entered into with the desire, the hope, and the firm intention that it will last forever. So, yeah. Can I bring him everywhere? Kaplan and Raymond, have you come here today freely and without reservation to enter into this marriage? Good. Then let's continue. In the following excerpt from The Alchemist, the writer Paulo Coelho describes that magical moment when love first takes hold, sending two people in a new realm of wonder. And it's entirely fitting that Jackie King, the person who first introduced Jackie and Ray, should be our guest speaker. Jackie, will you join us?
Yeah, Jack.
Yeah, Jack. At that moment, it seemed to him that time stood still, and the soul of the world surged within him. When he looked into her eyes and saw that her lips were poised between laugh and silence, he learned the most important part of the language that all the world spoke, the language that everyone was capable of understanding in their heart. It was love. Something older than humanity, more ancient than the desert, something that exerted the same force whenever two eyes met. It was the pure language of the world. It required no explanation, just as the universe needs none as it travels through endless time. What the boy felt at that moment was that he was in the presence of the only woman in his life, and that, with no need for words, she recognized the same thing. He was more certain of it than anything in the world. He'd been told by his parents and grandparents that he must fall in love and really know a person before becoming committed. But maybe people who felt that way had never learned the universal language. Because when you know that language, it's easy to understand that someone in the world awaits you. Whether it's in the middle of the desert or in some great city. And when two such people encounter each other and their eyes meet, the past and the future become unimportant. There's only that moment and the incredible certainty that everything under the sun has been written by one hand only. It's the hand that evokes love and creates a twin soul for every person in the world. Without such love, one's dreams would have no meaning.
Ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Jack. Today we honor two very special women, affectionately referred to as those mothers. You know them as Jackie's mom, Meg Johnson, and Ray's mom, Ellen Harmon. Flowers have a language all of their own. In Victorian times, flowers were often used to express sentiments and feelings that were too precious to put into words. One of those sentiments is gratitude. Jacqueline and Raymond have become the individuals they are because of your guidance, your love, and your patience. As they enter into this marriage, creating their own family, they bring to one another the history and lifetime of gifts given them. Please accept these flowers and know that your gift of time and care has made all the difference in their lives. Thank you with all of our hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, the moms. Both Jacqueline and Raymond treasure their families, as well as those who could not be with us today. They especially want to honor the memory of Big Ray and Oka Kevin. Yet if we listen closely, we hear their voices in the wind, and we feel their presence, reassuring us that they too rejoice. In his work, Finding Home, the playwright Willie Yang writes, "We are all a culmination of the people who came before us, and we're here to finish the dreams they left unfinished." Think of any relationship. No doubt you'll unearth at least a hint of serendipity somewhere in the narrative. Maybe there was a chance meeting, or perhaps a connection took on a life of its own and blossomed unexpectedly into something magnificent. Jackie and Ray's first encounter was sprinkled with a bit of chance. A blind date, in fact. It was just over 2 years ago when their mutual friend, Jackie King, our guest reader, decided they should meet. It seemed likely that this would work. They were both down-to-earth, nice people and rabid New Jersey Devils fans. Are there some Rangers fans in this section? Jackie was a little nervous at first, but eventually, though, she thought, well, if Jackie thinks he's a good guy, then hey, why not? And it wasn't long after that Ray had her phone number, and as they say, the rest is history. In the next year or so, Jackie and Ray's relationship was transformed, as were their lives. They discovered so many wonderful things about each other, similar interests and passions, and even ways in which they complemented one another. But there was more. Jackie began realizing that Ray accepted her unconditionally for who she was. She explains, "He never tried to change me, and he always seemed to compromise, although sometimes he needed a little persuasion." In Ray's words, "I fell in love quickly and knew that she was the one. It all just felt right." Well, after several glorious months together, Ray pondered his future and made a decision. Clearly, they shared an undeniable connection, and it seemed only fitting that they should take this to another level. Now, Jackie loves the beach, so the shore seemed to be the perfect place. And on what would become a beautiful day, Jackie and Ray took a trip to the Jersey Shore. It was late autumn by then, and the tourists were gone for the season. And this was perfect. A quiet walk and easy conversation with no distractions. Suddenly, it was time for that all-important question, and Ray was nervous. But what happened after that is still a bit of a mystery. As he explains, I don't think I technically ever asked her to marry me. But, as he adds, she did eventually say yes to whatever it was that I did say. Well, there's a line from Captain Corelli's mandolin that talks about true love, that when all the pretty blossoms fall from your branches, you discover that you were one tree and not two. Well, this parallels Jackie and Ray's journey. In her words, love is a warm feeling in the pit of your stomach that never wavers, even in tough times. It was that sensation that led her to realize he was her love. And there are many other keys to the uniqueness in their bond, too. For instance, to Ray, Jackie seems like a part of him that has always been there. They're on the same wavelength, and they have a direction in their lives together. She says Ray, unlike most other people, can calm her down when she gets crazy. He adds a little cautionary humor. She cannot, under any circumstances, though, have caffeine. She'll spin off the planet. Well, besides the fact that she's peppy enough. He admires her patience, her work ethic, and certainly her career choice. Teaching special needs children from kindergarten through second grade. He explains that she's never afraid to jump into something and just to make it happen. Well, she adores his work ethic, his free spirit, and his ability to let things go. He's always willing to lend an ear whenever she has a new story about one of her students. He's thoughtful as well and often calls her texts when they're apart just to say he's thinking of her. And of course, they share a great sense of humor. From Ray's offhanded comments, like referring to her as sexy butt monkey. Now that isn't something I often say during a wedding, and perhaps I won't again. From that to making a joke that only Jackie gets, to Ray hearing the sound of her laughter, one of his favorite things about her. And aside from the workaday, Jackie and Ray might be found in the kitchen as he prepares a sumptuous meal, in the middle of nowhere listening to the sounds of a campfire, or just hanging out at home listening to Radio Lab, or maybe to Ray as he reads from his own book. There's always time for outings with friends and family, and enough to snuggle with their kittens at home. And they simply treasure every single moment together. In the future, Jackie and Ray will work hard to continue growing their relationship and live a life of love, health, and happiness. Nothing could make a better life, according to her. Their firm foundation, the dedication, encouragement, and strong commitment they bring will surely guide them through any challenges they face ahead. And finally, there's the deep emotional connection, the one that often prompts him to say, I love you, to which Jackie will always reply, I love you more. Robert Fulgham's words offer a segue from the past and present into this next chapter in Jacqueline and Raymond's life together. He writes, you have known one another from the first moment of acquaintance, more than 2 years ago, to this point of commitment. And at some point you decided to marry. From that moment of yes, strolling along the beach on a crisp autumn day, to this moment of yes indeed, you've been making promises and agreements in an informal way. The symbolic vows you were about to make are a way of saying to one another, you know all those things we promised and hoped and dreamed? Well, I meant it all, every single word. Jacqueline and Raymond look at one another now and remember this moment in time. For before this moment, you've been many things to one another. Acquaintance, friend, companion, confidant, and even teacher. For you have learned much from one another in these last few years. But now you shall say a few words that will take you across the threshold of life, and things will never quite be the same between you again. For after these vows, you shall say to the world, this is my husband, and this is my wife. And now, Raymond, I have several very important questions to ask you, so if you'd like to take a deep breath before I do. Raymond, do you take Jacqueline to be your lawful and wedded wife? Do you promise to love and respect her? Will you be honest with her? And will you stand joyfully beside her in whatever the future may bring? Good. And now, Jacqueline, do you take Raymond to be your lawful and wedded husband? Do you promise to love and to respect him, to be honest with him, and will you stand joyfully beside him in whatever the future may bring? And now today, we have vows that were written by each of them. Well,
Hello. Every day, we question many things in life. Two things I have never questioned are my love for you and your love for me. When you ask people, how do you know you are in love? Most people say, you just know. To me, I didn't just know. To me, being in love is a very specific feeling. For me, it's a warm feeling from the deepest part of my heart that never wavers. Through hard times, that feeling has grown stronger. I knew our love was real when this feeling never went away. When we are together, I can feel your love for me radiate from you. And when we are apart, I can still feel it. Even when we are discussing how many rocks we have or what artwork will hang in the apartment, I know the outcome does not matter. None of those little things matter. All that matters is that I have you and you have me. We'll have each other forever. You can always depend on me. I will always be here for you. You will warm me up. I will keep you cool. You will calm me down when I'm hyper, and I will calm you down when something isn't going your way. The warmth in my heart is my love for you. Even though my hands are always cold, my heart will always be warm. I love you more.
Jackie, your smile and your laugh. You are my everything. You are the world to me, and I cannot imagine my life without you. I've been waiting for such a long time to find you again. My companion energy. I promise to cherish you, to give you my word, my heart, my being. I promise to hold you in my arms during good times and bad, in sickness and health, for return. I promise to make you happy each and every day. I will try to make you love me. I'm honored to be a part of your life, humbled by your love for me. I give myself to you completely today, my soulmate, my family, standing in front of me, the most beautiful person I've ever met.
well, how did they do? And now may we have the rings, please. They are round like the sun, like the eye, and like arms that embrace. As endless circles, they represent the love you offer one another, a love without beginning or end. And so, like the sun, may they forever light your path. And like the eye, may they allow you to see clearly. And finally, like arms that embrace, may they always remind you that your love is truly a grace upon this world. And so now I ask you, Raymond, will you take the ring and place it in Jacqueline's left hand and repeat after me? Jacqueline, this ring I give you
Jackie, this ring I give you
is my personal gift.
is my personal gift.
My personal promise of love,
My personal promise of love,
friendship,
friendship,
and commitment.
and commitment.
It is a symbol of the trust
It is a symbol of the trust
we have
we
together.
have together.
In the beauty and strength
In the beauty and strength
we will find in each other.
we will find in you.
May my heart be your shelter,
May my heart be your shelter,
and my arms be your home.
and my arms be your home.
And now, Jackie, would you place the ring on Ray's left hand and repeat after me? Raymond, this ring I give you
Raymond, this ring I give you
is my personal gift.
is my personal gift.
My personal promise of love,
My personal promise of love,
friendship,
friendship,
and commitment.
and commitment.
It is a symbol of the trust
It is a symbol of the trust
we have
we
together.
have together.
In the beauty and strength
And the beauty and strength
we will find in each other.
we will find in each other.
May my heart be your shelter,
May my heart be your shelter,
and my arms be your home.
and my arms be your home.
And so with that, let it be known that on this day, May 16th, 2015, Jacqueline and Raymond have created this union, marked by taking vows and exchanging rings. They've entered into this relationship with trust, compassion, and love, and have promised to preserve this precious gift and to place that gift above all else. And so now it is, without further ado, my honor and my joy to pronounce you husband and wife, partners and family. You, sir, may kiss the bride.
In Jesus' name we ask all this. Amen. And on the Patris et Filii Spiritus Sancti. Amen.
And he was waving.
So your date.